Hey everyone, it's Baz, and welcome to another session of ROM hacking. I don't do this often, but I did some tonight, and I had a blast doing it because it was a dream come true for me. I looked at some graphics in Kirby's Dream Course. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. It's the little birdie that flies around Kirby's head in two-player mode after he's lost all his health and he loses a turn. And I love that little birdie animation, and I always wanted to have it as an animated GIF, you know, with the transparency and all. So I figured out how to do that, and I want to show you exactly how I did that right now. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I imagine like an hour, but I know that I can do it in at least half an hour. I can probably pull this off in like 15 minutes if I really try. But that's gonna be close. But let's not even like worry about that. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's do this. So the first thing is that I love Beast Nest. Beast Nest Classic is my favorite. So that's what we use. I'm gonna open my little Beast Nest app. Load up Kirby's Dream Course. And I have a save state that I made where we got the birdie on here. I'm going to shut that sound off. So we got the birdie. Now here's what I did. Trying to figure out, alright, how can I get to the birdie? So I started disabling stuff, right? And yep, you end up getting to this point where all of this stuff is OAM priority 3. And you know, you can't rip the birdie right now. Kirby's in the way. It's gonna be Kirby being in the way will make this a pain to make a transparent GIF. So that's a no. So I was wondering to myself, if I can figure out a way to modify that bird to not have OAM priority 3, I can individualize it and mute all the other sprites. So what I did was I went to the debugger, into the sprite viewer. Now granted, the sprite viewer doesn't actually show anything. It's a major weakness. I did contemplate implementing this feature. But the best I could do was put on auto update, and I noticed that sprites 8, 9, and 10 were updating very frequently. As you can see. I don't know why the auto update. There we go. See how these 3 are totally updating consistently? And long story short, I that was going to be my first guess. It was going to be these 3 are the birdie. And you know, of course, I wasn't sure. We also have these other sprites moving along. But that was my first guess regardless. So I said, how can I do that? And I thought it'd be really cool to implement another GUI feature where we could specify or like force OAM priorities on sprites. I didn't get that neat though. I actually just implemented it in Beast Nest, like in raw code. So I'm gonna show you how I did that. You can get out of here. And long story short, I find the source file for the OAM. I'm using the compatibility PPU, so I'm just gonna show you the changes I made here. Basically, I found an appropriate place. The PPU I don't really understand fully, but I found an appropriate place where I could control based on the sprite index. I could implement a different priority rather than the one the ROM would have used normally. So I use priority 0 for these index values, and then I recompiled BSNES. And long story short, again, I have a BSNES KDC mod. Well, let me fix that. You know what? Let's just open it manually. All right, so now that I've got this opened, okay, why the recent thing isn't working, but I reload KDC. I reopen the state. And now, lo and behold, I know that something's right, because that is exactly what I'm looking for, almost, right? So I go into the effect toggle, and I do everything I did before. Kind of wish I could just drag my mouse down. And I get rid of this, but I leave OAM priority 0, and check it out. Now I have the birdie, the guy I want so badly. And in order to rip this accurately, I had to make sure that I disabled smooth video output, because that'll put some like interpolation or something on the graphics. So I disable that, and then if I really want to be honest, I go to scale at 1 time. Now at this point, I'm like, how can I get every single frame individually of this bird, or at least screenshot the whole screen? So here's how I decided to go about that. I am back in the debugger. Where's my debugger window? And then I said, all right, well, I'm going to load a breakpoint whenever the OAM is written to. So whatever. Do my breakpoint. And at this point, I learned that every 4 breakpoints, or is it 5 in this case? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, whatever. I see that the graphic is getting updated. So now I had a method, and this is another feature I'd love to implement in BSNES, is like an interval amount of breakpoints before really breaking would be cool. Like a number of writes to specify that you want to occur before breaking the program. That'd be pretty cool, but for now I just did it manually. And I messed around, like I knew BSNES could play it could record a movie, and that was my initial thing, which doesn't even have the need for breakpoints. But it comes out in this BSNES movie format that I don't understand, so couldn't use that intuitively. Then I saw the screenshot, and that I don't even know where that went. I didn't even find that file. So then I took it into my own hands, and I used the operating system's screenshot abilities. It has a nice ability to screenshot the window. So I just it puts the images on the desktop, and then I would just take the collection into a folder. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So basically, I would get to a frame. I would do Command-Shift-4 space, and then I would take a snapshot like so, and then I would get the next frame, and I would do the same thing again. And I would do that. It ended up being a total of 12 times to complete the loop of the animation. Then I'm just going to show you the finished folder here. I'd have all these screenshots, and I used the GIMP to create the animated GIF. I'm going to open up GIMP. I actually created my own script foo to do part of the work for me automatically. And it's really handy. But basically, you open as layers so that I can open all of these screenshots all in respective layers. And since this is all time stamped appropriately, my orders come out in order. Or maybe the title, I'm actually not really sure, but I got my layers in order, luckily, which is great. So next, we have this transparent color, which we're fortunate to have. Just go to the color selection, grab that color there, and then I use my little custom script, color to alpha all layers. That'll bring up a little menu here, which I drag. It has to be, there we go, and then I just drag the color in. I hit OK. She has to dye her hair a natural color. This is totally working. Let's update that. All right, now I'm going to zoom in about 500%, maybe a little more. I'm going to crop the image. I'm not going to go insane on this right now because it's just whatever tutorial. No, it's not. Is this a tutorial at this point? It's a how I did it. So yeah, and then I got it all transparent. Hit enter. Now we've got that going on, and then I just do file, save as. Oh, that's not correct. File, export as. And I can just, I don't know. I'm gonna call this demo.gif. Or GIF is the, I've learned the correct pronunciation. So, you know, you can give a comment, you know, made by Baz with love. Ooh. As an animation, loop forever. I just found through experimentation that I like this value for milliseconds. We want to replace, and we want to use that delay and that disposal for all the frames, and we can export it. This is going into birdy 2 as demo.gif. Export. Don't want this thing to open. And then if I find the folder with the birdy, we have demo.gif. There it is. We can load this in a nice little web document. I'm just going to fast forward here. I've already got one on the web. Load that up, and here we have it. Our birdie, all isolated and happy, just flying around, living its life, just enjoying being a free bird with stars in its trails. I love it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care.